Namaste, my YouTube family. This is Aga. Welcome to my channel, Tree of Life Spiritual Coaching. I am in a great company today. I have a Mayan queen and a king helping me. I also purchased this amazing crystal at the market in Chichicastenango, which is considered the biggest market in Guatemala. So I'm wearing a Guatemalan handmade shirt. There's a lot of colors, flowery patterns on quilts and fabrics and clothes, but I decided to go with a pattern that is less flowery and less busy. It's a little bit too much for me when it comes to design, so I hope you can appreciate this energy that we have created around for this transmission, for this session with you guys. I am by Lake Atitlan. I'm looking at this incredible view. I am being hosted at Sunset Lodge, Atitlan Sunset Lodge. I will link below the video a website to this place if you would like to see it, and towards the end I'll show you the view. But today I wanted to concentrate on emotional freedom technique, otherwise known as EFT. Some people know this technique as tapping, and I've been using this technique for several months now with my clients online and in person. I find this technique wonderful in conjunction with other things that I offer during sessions. So I wanted to talk about the process that I do online or in person, it doesn't matter, and why I use EFT and what else I do during the sessions so that you can practice at home. So I'll give you a recipe for emotional freedom technique and the points that you need to tap and the history behind it. I have been, you probably have known if you're following this channel, on a self-inquiry path for several years now. I think 8-9 years. I started with Vipassana meditation, and I had my own awakening process during a 10-day retreat. After that, I was meditating for a few hours every day for 2.5 years. And I've done also a few shamanic journeys during that time to clear the trauma from my childhood. And since that process has completed, I started working with people and came back to the gifts and connections in multidimensional world that I have been very, very aware of as a child. But because of my circumstances, a lot of it has been sort of like swept under the rug for several years. And for meditation, I brought back all this, all this connection, all the information that I can channel easily and offer to people during sessions. So along the way, I've learned a lot of different tools. I facilitate hypnosis sessions, I do energy work, I also do like coaching, talk therapy, and I know that body remembers every experience that you have ever had that was either positive or negative. And if the negative, what the mind considers negative experience, has it been fully neutralized and internalized, it will have an adverse effect on your health, either mental, emotional, physical, both, all. And I noticed that through accessing the body energy through intense breath work and tapping, we can actually come closer to the information that is stored in a body that is causing the adverse effect on a person's life. And through this process, when it's facilitated in very safe environment, you can help disconnect the mind from an actual event. So as a result, the person doesn't feel really associated with the story anymore. It can move on. It's sort of like taking a remote control and turning off a TV, walking away to a different room. You're not rewatching the story over and over again. And that's the idea of successful therapy. You want to make sure that the person doesn't just compartmentalize their experiences and carries them around as they go in life, but the idea is to absolutely bring the experience to a place of full neutrality. For me personally, I don't even connect to events that maybe my psyche considered traumatic when I was a child or a young adult. There is absolutely no need to go back. Sometimes I would say it as a joke or in a story, but just to inspire people. It has no value to me as far as who I am as a being. It doesn't in any way validate me or somehow define me. So this is what I'm interested in offering to my clients, an experience where they walk away from my place feeling that they have shifted from that perspective of being a victim, and they are ready to take positive actions in their life. So EFT helps with that. EFT is actually a conjunction of few different philosophies, Eastern and Western. It uses points in the body that are connected to amygdala, which is a part of your brain associated with fight and flight response. And tapping on these points that are known in acupressure, Chinese medicine, helps disassociate the event with the fight and flight response. And I will give you a basic technique, a recipe that you can follow at home. You need to work with a phrase while you're tapping, because the phrase is, a summary of that experience that is triggering you. So to give you an example, a person can, from my clients, a person can have really unresolved relationship with their parent, father or mother. And let's say he or she is doing a lot of internal work, and there is a huge progress from being in the mind. The person is really starting to connect to the environment, work environment. And this person noticed that certain people would trigger her or her, and she or he would want to leave the situation and not get involved. So I had a session with this person online, and we eventually got to the point where we discovered through communicating, asking questions from my side, that there is a deep unresolved anger. Not just anger, we defined it later as hatred. So we used the phrase that I'm gonna tell you right now, and it always starts with even though, and then you put a problem phrase. I hate my father because he has caused a deep sense of insecurity within me as a result of his neglect. I still fully love and accept myself. So as you can see, it is a very emotionally charged phrase. It talks about the behavior of a parent and how it affected the person. So you definitely want to always work with a phrase that is a powerful, charged phrase for you. And it always starts with even though and ends with I still fully love and accept myself. And the reason this formula works is because when you tap and repeat for quite a while these phrases, you go into a sort of a trance state, and in this state you're accessing part of the mind that is subconscious part, and this is the part that we want to reprogram in order to change the behavior that you're going to repeat in your daily life. Obviously, since the childhood, a lot has happened, and this person is an adult and is still being affected sometimes by the connection with the father that hasn't been neutralized. So the situation has changed, behavior stayed the same. And we know that if circumstances are different and our approach is the same, it's not going to give us the best solution. So what we want to do, we want to help the subconscious to recalibrate, to adjust, and understand that that story is no longer relevant. And I'm going to show you now the points that are used in this technique. We always start with this part of your hand, and you need to find like a middle part right here, and you're tapping on both sides simultaneously, or you can tap on one side and then the other, but in my sessions I usually form like a cross, and that's where we tap. So this is a point number 1, and we will say the full phrase 3 times while tapping on this point. So for instance, it would go like this: even though I hate my father because he has caused me a deep sense of insecurity as a result of his neglect, I still fully love and accept myself. We repeat 3 times, and then we move to the next point. And the points in the upper body are slightly bit different when it comes to phrase. We only say the problem phrase. We don't say even though, and we don't say I still love and accept myself. That comes at the end. First, we are tapping at these points in the body connected to the part of the brain that acts in a situation of danger to relax the connection. It's important also to ask yourself, what is a number associated with the phrase, like how charged the phrase is for you from 0 to 10, 0 being no charge at all, 10 being very, very charged. So the next point is on the top of your head. You can connect your fingers on the top and start tapping right here in the center. So I ask my clients to tap with a full hand so we don't miss the point. Actually, it's important that you don't miss the point, so you can use your entire hand to help you actually touch the right place in your body. And we tap and we say, I hate my father because he caused me a deep sense of insecurity as a result of his neglect. And we're going to repeat the same phrase using each point of the body that I will show you. I'm not going to repeat the whole phrase every time, but that's what you do. You tap at the beginning of your eyebrow right here. You can use 2 fingers or 1. You tap at the bony corner of your eye. You tap on the bony side where a cheekbone goes close to your nose, and you say the problem phrase. You repeat the same process on the other side of your face, so where your eyebrow starts, the bony side of your eye, external corner, then the bone right close to the end of your nose, and then underneath your nose, below your lips. And the next point is right here in this little valley here, crevice. I think this is called sternum. You put few fingers here, however you want, just to make sure that you don't miss the point. So you tap, tap, tap 7, 8, 10 times, and you say the problem phrase. I hate my father because he caused me a deep sense of insecurity as a result of his neglect. And then you extend your neckline and find the points below your collarbones. And you tap, tap, tap. You repeat the problem phrase. The next point is on the same level as your nipples. You go underneath your armpits. So it's not directly underneath my armpits, but it's on the level of my nipples, right? We tap right here using 4 fingers. And the last point is located 3 fingers down below your wrist. So you find your bone, wrist bone, you put 3 fingers. This is where the point is located. And again, You can tap on one side first and then the other later. Or what I do is I basically cross the hands and I tap at the same time on both forearms. And during this last phase, we repeat 3 times the entire sequence, the entire phrase, including even though, and I still fully love and accept myself. And that last part needs to emphasize the love and acceptance of oneself. So it would go like this. Even though I hate my father because he caused a deep sense of insecurity within me as a result of his neglect, I fully love and accept myself. And 2 more times. Even though I hate my father because he has caused a deep sense of insecurity within me as a result of his neglect, I still fully love and accept myself. And 1 more time. So this is the first sequence that you'll do, and you will notice when you do it with your therapist, with a facilitator, that you will sometimes forget the words. You will be repeating and relaxing your body at the same time. You will get into light trance and you will start feeling way more relaxed and in a place where some clients laugh at the phrase even, and they don't really feel like this is true for them. Obviously, sometimes it takes a little bit more time. Most people from like 8 or 9 go to 7, 6, and then we repeat it 2 more times, but we emphasize progress. So we repeat this phrase few times, and as we progress and we feel way more relaxed and less connected to that statement, we need to include this in the formula that we're using. So in this case, it would go like this. Even though I still hate my father a little bit because he has caused a deep sense of insecurity within me as a result of his neglect, I still fully love and accept myself. And you repeat that phrase and the sequence a few times. You can do it with a therapist looking at the eye. It's very important that you have a witness, or if you are working with yourself, you want to do it in a mirror. You want to face yourself as you are doing this technique, emotional freedom technique. This is exactly what it does. It frees the emotions surrounding an event that you consider traumatic. So if you are interested in being free of your emotional turbulency and you are willing to move forward beyond the events and people that you considered harmful, this is a very, very good way. I use it in conjunction with a pranayama breath work. So when I coach a person, I always start with very intense breath work to get the person's energy, inner, fire going. We need to make sure that we're not in a kind of relaxed position. We're in a more like working in physical sense place where we're not in a mental space. We're much more in the body, and the breath work sends a lot of oxygen into the brain. So that's the way I do it, the first part. Then I do EFT with the client, and then after that I do something what's called brain gym, because once you relax the body, go through EFT, your mind is highly suggestible. You can send positive instructions to your inner intelligence. So we use this time to do a little bit of reprogramming, right? And how you do it, you cross your limbs, your legs and your hands, and you create phrases for 3 minutes that are adequate to your healing, to what you are creating in your life. So for instance, I can help the client and start with a phrase: I fully love and accept myself. I look forward to meeting new people. I look forward to taking care of myself every single day through quality of foods, quality of human connections. I look forward to monitoring my thoughts and aligning myself with thoughts that better serve my well-being. But obviously, the examples are endless. Whatever is relevant for your well-being, that's what you should use. We do 3 minutes, and then it's good to do another sequence of EFT, and then cross your limbs to the other side, and repeat this process. But this time we basically reverse the way we fold our body. And the reason why we do this, and the reason why it's called brain gym, is because we learn most effectively when our brain is in hemi-sync. There is this theory or saying that circulates around that either you're left brain person or right brain person, and that's how when I was growing up, a lot of people were talking about, oh, you're artistic, you can write, you can draw, you have more like humanistic mind, and another person was more talented in science and math. And I think this is like really old paradigm. We definitely have both sides of our brain to be used for learning, not only learning information from the outside, but also changing the way we think we operate inside. We are programmed from the early age, and before we were born. I talked about it in another video. As children, we function in theta state, which is highly suggestible until we are 6 or 7 years old. So we absorb the information from environment, and we create a blueprint for reactions later on in our lives. And these reactions are sometimes not adequate to where we are right now. Let's say if your well-being was compromised as a child, you are ending up with a set of skills that are limiting you and having you feel fear, a lot of insecurities, pain. Maybe you feel very strong adverse emotions towards people in your life, and you would like to move forward and find peace and find connectedness. So this technique really helps shift from that place of fear that perhaps was established during your childhood or during a traumatic event in your life, and move to a place of beauty, of bliss, of empowerment. The change always comes within, and due to science and ancient practices, we have a lot of tools, and we have a lot of studies to back up the techniques that I'm using. So I hope that you will be able to find help in this technique and practice. If you have any questions or you would like to schedule an online session, feel free to contact me at my website, balanceisperfection.com. I also have a new project I'm working on, a book, and I publish fragments of this book on my Facebook page called Balance Lab by Aga Fortak. I will include the links underneath this video, and also like an image where you can see all the points that I used in this video, so you can have a better idea how to practice this on your own. And if you would like a coaching session where I take you step by step through the entire program, feel free to contact me. I'll be happy to facilitate online coaching and help you jumpstart this process. One thing that I wanted to add too, these techniques work fast. So if you are on the path of healing and transforming, and you are committed to your well-being, you will find that this doesn't have to take a long. You can neutralize a lot of things within weeks if you work with this technique regularly. So I leave you with this positive message of love and beauty and empowerment. I hope you enjoyed the solar eclipse and you're feeling the positive effects. If the effects are quite intense, it's a message that whatever you have not resolved, it's basically screaming for attention right now. So don't wait too long and take care of these past knots that are stopping you. Because if we resolve these issues on our own personal level, then we will have better connection with our environment, people, community. It will help your country where you live. It will help society to transform. Work starts from within, and it starts on individual level. So I wish you a lot of motivation, commitment to your well-being. And if you have any concerns, questions, please feel free to come and contact me. And before I finish, I just want to show you this beautiful view right in front of me, so you can see my home for a few days where I meditate, write, record, swim. Have a beautiful time practicing, and I'll see you in the next episode of Tree of Life Spiritual Coaching. Much love to you. Namaste. Even though I worry about what others think of me because of my unique experiences, I love and accept myself.
Okay.
So that worry about what others think of you, how would you rate that statement in your life? How deeply do you worry about what others think of you?
Pretty deeply, I would say.
From 0 to 10.
It's like 8.
Okay. So we'll do the first round, and just to demonstrate how to practically apply this method, emotion freedom technique, to help you release the connection with this problem. And while we are tapping and talking, please focus on the problem phrase, on the worry a little bit, just not to, distract yourself with other thoughts. Okay, ready? So we'll start with this area here in the middle of part of your hand. And we'll do the full phrase 3 times.
Okay.
Even though I worry about what others think of me because of my unique experiences, I fully and absolutely love and accept myself.
I fully and absolutely love and accept myself.
2 more times. Even though I deeply worry about what others think of me because of my unique experiences, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. Even though I worry about what others think of me because of my unique experiences, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. Okay, and now we'll do the sequence with the first phrase, starting with the top of your head. A little bit close. Yeah. I worry about what others think of me because of my unique experiences. Now we go to the beginning of your eyebrow. 2 fingers or 1, whatever is easier for you to get to the beginning of the eyebrow. I worry about what others think of me because of my unique experiences. And then the other side. I worry about what others think of me because of my unique experiences. And then on the bone side of your eye, a little bit on the side here, there you go. I worry about what others think of me because of my unique experiences. And then the other side, not too gentle, you need to definitely feel it, not too crazy. I worry about what others think of me because of my unique experiences. And then we'll go on the side of your nose, on the bony side right here, slightly lower. Very good. I worry about what others think of me because of my unique experiences. And then the other side. I worry about what others think of me because of my unique experiences. And then underneath your nose. I worry about what others think of me because of my unique experiences. And then underneath your lips. I worry about what others think of me
I worry about what others think of me
because of my unique experiences.
because of my unique experiences.
And then underneath your collarbones on the side. Got it? Mhm. I worry about what others think of me
I worry about what others think of me
because of my unique experiences.
because of my unique experiences.
And then your sternum inside, yeah. Mhm. I worry about what others think of me
I worry about what others think of me
because of my unique experiences.
because of my unique experiences.
Very good. And underneath your armpits, on the level of your nipples, I worry about what others think of me
I worry about what others think of me
because of my unique experiences.
because of my unique experiences.
Very good. And now we'll go 3 fingers below your wrist, and we'll do the full phrase with the emphasis on a second part of the phrase. Even though
Even though
I worry about what others think of me
I worry about what others think of me
because of my unique experiences,
because of my unique experiences,
I still fully love and accept myself.
I still fully love and accept myself.
Okay, maybe a little bit higher next time. Even though
Even though
I worry about what others think of me
I worry about what others think of me
because of my experiences,
because of my experiences,
I still fully love and accept myself.
I still fully love and accept myself.
Okay, even one more time. Even though
Even though
I worry about what others think of me
I worry about what others think of me
because of my unique experiences,
because of my unique experiences,
I fully love and accept myself.
I fully love and accept myself.
Bravo. And after this round, for us it's a second round because I showed you one time before we started the recording. On the level of 0 to 10, how would you rate the connection with the statement now?
I feel a lot better, probably like
Mm-hmm.
more like a 3 now, I guess. Something like
That's amazing.
that. Yeah.
So you started at 8, then we went down to about 6, 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now we're at 3. So we can do one more round of the camera, but the idea is to repeat it 2 or 3 times until we take it to like 1 or 0. And obviously, as the new maybe things arise in our life, we can create different phrases that are unique, to our situation.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.